Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity y'all to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. But if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at Tesla, and as you can see, y'all, we closed at 325.78. This was an interesting day for Tesla, right? So for us to go sideways as we are, is it setting us up for a move to the upside or to the downside? Tesla is an inside day candle, and I will give the triggers or the targets for that a little bit later. So as of now, where are the trouble places? As of now, looks like we're holding on this 20 EMA on the daily chart, this thick red line. Here is what's holding us up. That is our support area. Resistance is around the 327.44. So if we should break the 327.44, going to, moving to the upside, 327.79, 328.06, 328.35 those are rejection areas. Now, should we break that, we could very well come back to around this 329.15. Breaking that brings us back to around 329.37, 329.51. Again here at 329.81, and should we break that 330.38, breaking the 330.38, y'all see there's a few layers of resistance here at 330.91, the 200 EMA as of now 330.99, and the inside day triggers. So those are possible resistance areas for Tesla to the upside. Now to the downside, let's say we lose the support here at this 326.85. Should we lose that area, 326.42, and again here at 326.12, those are support places here and here. Should we break that level, we can come back to around 325.66, 325.36, and as you can see, there's a few layers here. So we're going to say that 325.10, breaking that level, 324.80. Should we break that, 324.52, and breaking that level, 324.15, breaking that 324.15, we can come back to around the 323.74, and breaking that brings us back to around somewhere around the 323.36. Now, those are possible support and resistance areas for Tesla. I did mention that it is an inside day candle, and what I like to give for those is the trigger, meaning, let's go to the 1 hour, maybe a little, let's go back. Okay, so if by chance Tesla break the level of 331.04, the upside target is here around the 342.76. Let me make sure I have that right. Target for Tesla is at the 343 area. So if Tesla breaks through that area, 331, make sure I have it, 331.04, then 343 is the target. Now to the downside, under 323.59, we have a downside target for Tesla today around the 320.36 area, which is here, 320.36. So those are possible areas of, I would say support and resistance for Tesla. Y'all know I say in this market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. And again, I do apologize that my Tesla charts and SPY charts are just very congested. Y'all, I've been charting them for a few years, and guess what? It works for me. I just figure out a way to make it work, right? So SPY is making new highs. We closed at 611.87. Y'all see we hit a high here of 614.55, right? So we could very well continue making new highs, y'all, but I'm going to give the downside as of now, so that I can go back this weekend and do a little bit more research on Meta, SPY, and NVDA, because we are making new highs, right? So kind of need to know where possible trouble places are going back in history. I think that's possible. If not, we'll figure it out, right? So again, y'all, under the support areas for the SPY, 613.81. Should we lose this area, 613.15, breaking that 612.74, 612.18, breaking that level, 612.10. Should we break that, 611.83, right now, not far away, breaking that level, 611.54, 611.15, 610.58, and 609.96. Should we break that? 609.54, and again here at 608.87, breaking that brings us back to 608.45. So those are possible support areas for the SPY. Again, I need to go back and see if we can figure out some areas for resistance. This market is interesting, y'all. Let's go and see where we are today with AMD, because yes, AMD is trading in a gathering spot, as you can see here above. You know, we closed at 143.68. We have trouble here at the 145.51 as resistance. Support is around the 144.60. So back to the upside, if we get above this level here of 145.51, the ATR trailing stop, y'all know in my opinion that is strong resistance. 145.84. If we break that level, 146.21, 146.57, 147.14, 147.60, breaking that 147.97, and again 148.23. Those are possible resistance areas for AMD. Now to the downside, under 144.60, I have this level 144.29, 144, breaking that 143.69, 143.44, 143.03, and if we should break that, 142.23, breaking that 141.80, and down here at the 141.03. So if AMD is something that you trade today, y'all know I say trade carefully in this market. Anything is possible, right? So we are now looking at NVDA. We closed at 155.02. Looks like we're having trouble at that ATR trailing stop, y'all. That is resistance for us as of right now. Support is around 156.26. Breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble 156.54. That's a small range, right? So should we break that, we could possibly come back to this 157.05, and breaking that area somewhere around the 157.62 could possibly be a resistance area for us. And I'm just going to mark that based on the ATR trailing stop here. Again, looks like we're making new highs, so definitely need to go back and see if we can do some research and try to figure out, right? Not anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. I say that often. Now back to the downside, under this level here of 156.26, we can come back to around 155.59, 155, under that 154.39, 153.95, 153.55, 152.87, and again here at the 152.04, breaking that level 151.57 is the 200 EMA, which is not far from the 151.36 that I do have marked. So if NVIDIA is something that you trade today, y'all, I say trade carefully. Now we do have a few inside day candles, and I just like to give the trigger for those, meaning if we break above 49.26 for DAL or Delta Airlines, the upside target is 49.71. Now to the downside, under 48.18, we have a downside target of 48.12. Delta Airlines or DAL is an inside day candle. Intel, I was going to say international paper, but it is. So Intel, INTC, is an inside day candle. As you can see, we've already broken through that trigger, 2264, already reached the target of 2278. We made a pre-market high here of 2283. So we definitely need to watch this area. That's our trouble place as of now. Now, can we break this and come back to the downside, or lose support here and come back to the downside? Anything is possible, right? So under 2222, downside target for Intel, 2212. Intel is an inside day candle. So IP or international paper is an inside day candle above 46.95, upside target 47.01. To the downside, under 46.25, we have a downside target here of 46.14. International paper or IP is an inside day candle. Oracle is also an inside day candle. So above this level 214.44, upside target is 212. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Above 214.44, upside target is 217. Now to the downside, under 210.38, 210.23 is the target. So if Oracle is something that you trade, I say trade carefully. Snap is also an inside day candle. If by chance we break above the $8.19, which we have broken through that, we made a pre-market high of $8.25. Looks like the upside target is $8.42. Now to the downside, under $8.01, downside target is $8. So if Snap is something that you trade, I said trade carefully. Another inside day candle for today is United Airlines, or UAL. If by chance we break above 78.46, upside target 79.45. Under 76.91, we have a downside target for UAL at 76.17. So if this is something that you trade today, I say trade carefully. Again, not financial advice. So we are looking at Meta, and as you can see, we closed at 726.09. We've made a pre-market high of 735.50. So we're kind of like where SPY was or is, making new highs. And again, I need to go back and do a little bit more research to figure out if I can figure out where the possible trouble places could be. If not, we'll just look at the support places back to the downside, because there could be a pullback, right? So to the downside for Meta, under 7, let's say 732.33, have 731.07, and again 729.14, breaking that 727.77, and breaking that level 725.46. Should we break that level, 723.81, something stopped us here. 723.81, should we break that level, 722.15. And if we break, let's say go back. So if we break the level of 725.46, we have 723.81, and breaking that level 722.15. And if we break that level 718.63, breaking that 718.63, somewhere around the 716.82, which is here, we could possibly have some type of support or trouble, as I like to say, right? So should we break the 717 or 716 area, we could possibly have trouble 714.62. And if we should break that somewhere around the 712.86. So if Meta is something that you trade, y'all know I say trade carefully. Why? Because in this market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Again, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale. Why? Because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are. So some of the charts may be a little bit congested. I needed to point that out today. So again, y'all, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. This is what I see when I look at the market. And I say so often, there's so many different ways to trade the market. And what's challenging is trying to figure out the strategy that works best for you and for us to have the discipline to execute the plan, right? So make sure you set your stop losses or whatever it is that you choose to use, but make sure you're able to get in and to get out at the right time, y'all. I hope, again, that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. With that being said, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.